Airports are designed to move people, luggage, and money. Every sign, every seat, and even every escalator placement is part of a bigger strategy. From overpriced rides to sneaky gate delays, the system quietly nudges passengers to spend more and notice less. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on those hidden airport tricks airlines and airports use to manipulate travelers. Some of these are clever, some are downright shady. And once you know them, you'll never look at airports the same way again. Let's start before you even step inside the terminal. Ever noticed how your ride from the airport costs more than it should? It's not just traffic. Airports charge rideshare drivers special pickup fees, sometimes adding 20% or more to your fare. That's why a trip from the airport always feels mysteriously expensive compared to the same distance downtown. But here's the secret. You can usually avoid that surcharge completely. Change your Uber or Lyft pickup point to a nearby street just outside the official airport zone. Or better yet, hop on a free airport shuttle and request your ride from the hotel stop or rental car center. It's the same ride, minus the invisible airport tax. Most people never realize they're paying it, because they're too busy rushing to their flight. This next trick isn't about money, it's about time. You've seen it before. The departure lane packed bumper to bumper with cars, drivers honking, passengers sprinting, and security waving everyone along. Meanwhile, the arrivals lane below is almost empty. Here's a traveler's secret. You don't have to follow the arrows. If you're being dropped off for an early flight, have your driver go to the arrivals level instead. It's calmer, faster, and just one escalator ride from the check-in counters. And when you're flying home, flip the trick. Get picked up at departures. It saves endless circling, especially at big hubs like LAX or JFK. Airports never advertise this because smoother traffic doesn't earn them anything, but for travelers, it's pure stress relief. Ever wonder what happens to those unclaimed suitcases spinning endlessly on the carousel? They don't disappear into a black hole. They get sold. Seriously. After 90 days, airlines ship unclaimed bags to a liquidation center in Alabama called Unclaimed Baggage, where they're cleaned, sorted, and resold to the public. It's one of the strangest retail operations in the country. You can literally buy someone's lost vacation wardrobe or headphones, and if the TSA confiscates your item at security, say that oversized lotion bottle or pocket knife, those items get auctioned too, on government surplus sites like govdeals.com. The Department of Transportation requires TSA to hold confiscated goods for 30 days, then they're destroyed, donated, or quietly sold for profit. Here's a little-known perk most travelers never hear about. Before lost and found items are sold off, you can borrow them. Need a phone charger? Or maybe a pair of headphones? Just ask the airport's lost and found counter. Many airports have bins full of chargers, cables, and adapters left behind by passengers. Staff would rather you didn't know that, because honestly, a desperate traveler with a dead phone is more likely to drop $30 on a new charger. But borrowing is free, and often way faster. So the next time your battery hits 2% at the gate, ask politely at Lost and Found before you panic buy. It's one of those secrets airports quietly hope you overlook. Everyone knows airport food is expensive, but here's the twist. It's often more expensive than food on the plane. Yes, really. Airports mark up their food 15 to 25% higher than street prices. Why? Well, because every restaurant pays huge rent and security fees to operate inside the terminal. That $19 sandwich isn't about ingredients. It's about overhead. The trick airports don't mention: many airline credit cards give you big discounts on in-flight food and drinks. JetBlue's Plus card cuts the price by 50%, United's card by 25%. And TSA allows you to bring your own solid snacks through security. So, pack a sandwich or a protein bar and save your wallet for souvenirs, not airport pretzels. Most travelers walk right past luxury airport lounges without realizing they already have access. Tucked away behind unmarked doors, these lounges are oases of peace, Wi-Fi, and free meals. But airports don't promote them much. Why? Because if you're relaxing inside with free food, you're not out buying overpriced coffee or duty-free perfume. If you have a premium credit card, airline loyalty status, or even a priority pass membership, you might be entitled to free entry and a free guest. Even if you're not, discounted day passes are often listed online for as little as $20. One quiet meal, 2 coffees, and reliable Wi-Fi later, you've already gotten your money's worth. Airports are giant psychology experiments with boarding passes. Every layout, sign, and seating area is engineered to make you spend. Ever notice that the comfiest chairs, the ones with cushions and armrests, are always placed right across from stores? That's called revenue seating. The more comfortable you are, the longer you sit, and the more tempted you are to browse. Charging stations and restrooms are often placed beyond restaurants and shops. You can't reach your essentials without passing by something to buy. Even the bright smell of coffee drifting through terminals isn't an accident. Airports use scent marketing to trigger purchases. And then there's the delayed gate trick. In many European airports, departure gates aren't announced until the last minute, keeping passengers in central shopping zones longer. By the time your gate appears, you've probably spent more than you planned. Airports would prefer you think everything inside costs money, but honestly, they're full of free perks that most passengers never discover. There's this amazing website called sleepinginairports.net that maps hidden rest zones, massage chairs, quiet corners, and free amenities worldwide. You'll find guides to free charging stations, nap pods, and even peaceful chapels open to anyone. Singapore's Changi Airport, for example, has free movie theaters, butterfly gardens, and massage chairs. Many others offer free water refill stations, if you know where to look. The reason these aren't promoted, well, every traveler napping in a quiet zone is one less buying coffee in the food court. Here's a truth that, changes how you see flight delays forever. They're not random. They're based on airport slots, time permissions for each airline to take off or land. Airlines that hold top slots, like British Airways at Heathrow or Delta in Atlanta, get priority when runways are congested. That's why flying with dominant carriers often means fewer delays. Smaller airlines, or newcomers at big hubs, are more likely to be bumped down the list. It's not personal, it's business hierarchy. The trick for travelers: if you want to minimize your odds of delay, book with an airline that has a strong presence at your departure airport. They own the schedule, and they'll make sure their planes move first. It's uncomfortable to talk about, but theft inside airports happens more often than you think. Over the years, TSA agents and baggage handlers have been caught stealing from passenger luggage, everything from cash to electronics. While most staff are honest, the few bad actors are enough to create serious losses every year. Always keep valuables like jewelry, electronics, and passports in your carry-on, never in checked luggage. Use luggage locks, air tags, and a small personal pouch for essentials you keep on you. And here's one insider fact. Most thefts occur before security, during bag drop, so keep an eye on your belongings from the moment you step into the terminal. Airports are marvels of design and logistics, but they're also designed to make you spend more, rush more, and notice less. Now you know how to beat the system. Skip the inflated rides, avoid the food traps, find the free lounges and quiet corners, and walk through the airport knowing you're one of the few travelers who can see through the illusion. If you learned something new, hit that subscribe button and join us again next week for more smart travel hacks. Because the best trips don't just start at the airport, they start with knowing how the airport really works.
Airports are like mini-cities with their own languages, rules, and secrets. Most travelers never realize what's going on behind the scenes. But today, you will. These are 8 airport secrets staff are trained never to talk about. And number 1 might make you think twice before touching anything. You've probably walked past someone at the airport without even realizing they were profiling you. Airports use special experts trained in SPOT, screening passengers by observation techniques. These aren't just TSA agents, they're behavioral analysts, trained to read facial micro-expressions, fidgeting, sweating, lip-licking, and darting eyes. It's like having a human lie detector in the terminal. Let's say someone's calmly checking in, but their hands are shaking, and they keep glancing around. To you, they just look nervous. But to a SPOT agent, that's a flag. They'll ask something simple like, "What's the purpose of your visit?" and observe how you react. If your story doesn't add up or your nonverbal cues are suspicious, you'll be discreetly pulled aside. And here's the twist. They're not just at security. They're in the check-in area, near baggage drop, and at passport control, watching without you noticing. You haven't said a word, but the airport already knows you're stressed. Why? Because many airports now use aggression detection cameras powered by artificial intelligence. These cameras analyze facial heat maps, breathing patterns, and even posture to detect elevated aggression. Imagine walking through a terminal while your image flashes red on a screen, all because you were irritated from a flight delay. And it goes deeper. Some systems flash subliminal images, barely visible cues designed to provoke stress, and then monitor your reaction using infrared sensors. In seconds, the system can flag you for extra screening before you even approach the security line. We're not far from a world where security checks you without ever touching you. Once your bag is checked in, it enters a maze of conveyor belts, scanners, and automated sorters. Here's the truth. No human at the airport is watching it closely after that. Airport staff move your bags from check-in to the plane, but once it's in the system, it's on its own. If the barcode is smudged or the tag has old destination stickers, the wrong scanner might send your luggage to an entirely different airport. That's why bags sometimes arrive late or early. Imagine landing in Paris and your suitcase is already waiting for you in Istanbul. And airport workers? They'll tell you, once it's on the belt, it's no longer their problem. Pro tip, always tear off old tags and never rely solely on bag check stickers. A permanent luggage tag with your info can be a lifesaver. You've seen police dogs at customs, but what you haven't seen are the undercover sniffer dogs operating behind the scenes. Before bags are even loaded, they pass through 5 security layers. And one includes dogs trained to detect trace amounts of explosives or chemicals. But unlike police K9s, these dogs aren't meant to scare you. In fact, they look like regular pets. Golden retrievers, Labradors, even pointers. Trained not to bark or intimidate, but to silently alert handlers. They're trained using reward-based methods, and some are so subtle in their alerts that even nearby passengers never notice. Fun fact: a well-trained detection dog can smell a teaspoon of sugar in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. That's the level of sensitivity we're talking about. Ever wondered who makes your plane meal, or when? Airline meals are cooked in massive airport catering kitchens, and these places never sleep. Meals are often cooked 8 to 10 hours before your flight, sometimes even the night before. These kitchens serve dozens of airlines at once, working around the clock to prep and portion food trays with military-level precision. Here's a weird truth. Airline menus are finalized up to a year in advance, especially for international flights. Every ingredient matters, even down to how long it can stay fresh in flight. That's why something as small as an olive made history. American Airlines saved $40,000 by removing 1 olive per salad from business class. Multiply that by millions of meals a year, and you see why every bite counts. You know the air traffic control tower? That's just the tip of the iceberg. There are actually 3 kinds of air traffic controllers: tower, terminal, and en route. And they don't just handle planes in the sky. They direct everything on the ground, from taxiways to lighting. Picture this: 1 controller watching 5 separate monitors, each displaying live flight data, weather updates, and ground traffic. They coordinate with ground crew, pilots, other towers, and even border agents. Every second counts. If they give the wrong command, that could delay not just your flight, but dozens behind you. It's one of the most stressful jobs in the world, and mistakes aren't an option. Most people don't know this, but if you fly into a country with no valid visa, the airline gets fined and must fly you home at their expense. That's why agents at check-in obsess over your travel documents. It's not just protocol, it's financial survival. Let's say you show up for a flight to Canada, but your visa expired last month. The airline still lets you on. They now have to pay for your return flight, hotel stay during processing, and possibly face legal action. So next time the agent triple checks your documents, remember, they're not just being thorough. They're protecting their bottom line. Ever been asked to rub your hands on a small cloth and wonder why? You were just scanned by an explosives trace detector, a machine called an ETD atomizer. Before their shifts, agents load the device with chemical samples of banned substances. The machine then remembers those molecules. Even microscopic residue from touching something suspicious, say fertilizer or fireworks, can trigger an alert. And here's the kicker. Even if you washed your hands, the trace can still remain on your skin or clothes. So if you're handling anything that might resemble banned materials, even legally, be prepared for extra screening. So now you know what airport staff don't want you to know, and probably never thought you'd learn. From invisible scanners to behavior profilers, you've just unlocked a side of air travel most people will never see. But here's the real question. Which one of these secrets shocked you the most? Was it the facial recognition cameras tracking your stress? The dog sniffing your luggage in silence? Or maybe it was the atomizer that knows what's been on your hands? Let us know in the comments. I read every single one, and I want to know which secret made you stop and go, "Wait, what?" And hey, if you've got that one friend who's always getting flagged at TSA or swears their bag disappears on purpose, share this video with them. Help them fly smarter. If you learned something new today, give this video a like. It tells the algorithm we're doing something right. And if you want more travel secrets, airport hacks, and behind-the-scenes airline insights like this, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. We've got full videos planned on how to spot airline pricing traps, the truth about duty-free, and even how to get free upgrades without paying a dime. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. And now, you fly smarter than 99% of passengers.